Let's get this little adjustment done here so we can keep everybody in the action, at least as much as possible. Mess around with this, make it a little easier on me to adjust it here. And it's pretty close, almost there. Take it down just a little bit. There we go. I like that. I'm going to run over. I'm going to set up my tablet real quick. Yeah, I think I can get that there. That's good. All right. Let me go and update the tablet here. Turn on my comments and all that other good stuff. Select my speed and everything. Quality. Skip that ad. All right. Welcome, welcome viewers. Welcome, welcome. Just go ahead and turn my chats back on here so I can see what you guys say. Go ahead and say hello to me. Let me know that you're watching. We're going to I'm going to start by turning this pen. It is a thin blue line pen. I have an order. It'll be blue resin and curly maple. Kind of look like this one that I kind of messed up, and I'm glad that I made enough to do two. Give me 1 second. Forgot to plug my phone in. We don't want to die in the middle of this. There we go. Make sure we're still good. So yeah, it's a thin blue line, kind of like this one. All right, so it's curly maple with blue resin, and I kind of cut this one a little too thin. I could probably use it, but that's kind of what it's going to look like, only prettier. So we'll get nailing on it. And what's up, Joey B? Joe Bear is one of my good buddies. He lives right around the corner from me. Him and I have been friends for a really, really long time. Trish has not gotten started yet. I got her pen kit, if that's what you're talking about. I did get your pencil kit for her, and she is going to go ahead and get after it. We got no sound? That's not right. We should have sound. I don't know why there's no sound. There should be. Can't imagine why there wouldn't be. Checking my stuff here. No, it shows the microphone is good. Oh, Joey hears it. I don't know, Pamela. I don't know why you're not getting sound. Joey's got it. Joey says he can hear me. But, okay. I'm going to grab my safety gears here. Get some drilling done. Kind of pushing myself here. Haven't done much here in a minute. I kind of had to really push myself to get started on this. Turning my speed down to drilling speed here. All right, let's get this blank drilled. I only got one backup piece, and it wasn't really a great piece. I'm lucky I'll punch through here. Yep. All right, so we got our hole drilled. So I went ahead and obviously I got everything set up quite a bit earlier, got things ready to go, tried to save myself some time. So one thing that I had to do with this particular kit is I'm going to try to use a different color glue. And I have to do that, actually, because I found out when I did Scott's pen that the brass colored tube, once it gets really thin, that brass colored tube kind of shines through and it turns that blue a little bit aqua or green in some areas. So I don't want that to happen. Since I don't want that to happen, and it looks like it's okay right now because it's not super thin, but it'll make it different. So I'm hoping that I can use my medium black glue instead of my thick. So I'm going to use my Starbond medium black, get it into view. I'm going to use that instead and see if that'll help me out and save me a little headache. The hope, obviously, is that the black will prevent that gold color of the brass from shining through on the blank. That's the hope. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix black, thin, and the thick stuff. Just making sure that I got it here. I'll do a line of black and a line of thick and see if I can't insert this. I don't even know if I'm in frame here, but I'm going to see if I can't insert this so that the black goes on the blue line. That's what I'm shooting for. So the black is supposed to be thick, but it does run a little thin in my opinion. And we're going to see here. Might work. I'm lucky. Hit this with some activator. If I get good and solid. All right. Put these caps back on. I'll put this black away, so I'm not going to use that again. I'm going to let this set up. I'm going to let it heal up a little bit. It'll be really good and solid. Hopefully, if I'm lucky. That's what I'm shooting for. While I'm letting that set up, I will set up my barrel trimmer, tube trimmer, whatever you want to call it. Set that up. Give that a minute, and I'll check some comments so that I'm not being too fast about trying to get this in here. That's the goal, I think. Let's see. All right, glad you got it. What's up, Spike? How you doing, brother? I haven't seen you in a while. It's probably super late for you. What's up, Dorito? Man, I'm getting all kinds of people I haven't seen in here in a while. That's great. So Dorito, I used to game with quite a bit, and Pamela, you know Spike, of course, and then obviously Joey, longtime good friend of mine. But yep, just in here making a pen to start with, at least. That's going to be my starting point, is the pen. And we'll see where it takes us after that. I do have one neat little thing I'm going to try to do. See if it works out or not. All right, I like that fit. Try and trim this sucker down. Probably 3/16. I hit that quick. Surprised. Just trying to trim that tube away a little bit. Smooth it out. I think I got it good enough. Flip this around and we'll get the other side. Don't want to get too deep, do too much, then the blank won't fit right. Just trying to clean up that little bit of glue that was in there. About the same distance to go with this. So. What I'm going to do is cut away some of this here wood. Kind of chipped away on me. So I want to make sure that this wood right here, I want to make sure that doesn't cause me issues. So I'm just going to kind of carve it away. Do it back here. Give a little better view. Hopefully I stay in frame. Keeping my thumb under where that razor will go. That's the plan. I just don't want that to throw me off when I clamp it down. I keep pulling it closer to me. I'm terrible about keeping things in the field of view for you guys. All right, that should work, I hope. Back to this now. I put little marks on it so I know which side was the side that I actually clamped up. Try to keep myself squared up. Looks like I'm okay. Try this again. Be very careful to not go too far. Alright, just touched it. Alright, I think that's good. Take this drill chuck out. Switch over to some turning stuff. And then the next project after this is going to be a pen. So let's see what happens with that. And I'm going to test myself a little bit, try myself and see if I can do something I haven't done yet. I'm sure I'll be able to do it. We're going to see how it turns out, because I have not attempted it, but I'm interested. And I'm making it for somebody at work that gave me some wood. He gave me a bunch of pieces of teak. And I thought maybe I'd make it out of the teak. But now I'm thinking that I'll make it out of something a little different than the teak. teak is nice, but make them find a nice little piece of something, make them something neat. At least that's the plan, I think. Grab my mandrel here. And I gotta crack open some new bushings. This is a new kit. I didn't have bushings for it, buy the bushings. Seems to be the way things go. And this should be a relatively quick turn, just because the blank itself is pretty thin, so it shouldn't cause much work to get down to the shape. Bushing's being a little sticky. I don't want to snap in there too good. It's not on that side. Well, I have to do a little cut work, I think. Have to shave out the inner ring of this a little bit. So we get these points to go in. So just taking the razor and it's going to clean up this inside edge. Let's take a little taper, a little edge on it. See if that helps me out. At least I got that side started, so when I clamp this up, it's going to be real tight going in there. I think what I'll do is hit these bushings with a little bit of sandpaper. Try to save myself quite a bit of aggravation. I'm just going to take a little bit of 240 grit right around the edge of where it wants to go in. Just clean it up a little. Just take off a little bit of that oxidizing black finish, whatever the heck it is. There we go, got that in there that time. It's quite a bit tight, that's okay. My lovely wife is leaving. I'm live streaming, and Pamela Lee wanted to know if you had started on her pencil yet.
Oh, I have not. I am sorry. We did a lot of. We had
Camera's over there.
we had robotics this weekend. We had prom dress shopping for both of our girls. We just had a lot going on, so I promise I will get to it soon. I'm leaving. So.
Are you leaving?
Yeah.
Or kiss me?
I'll be back in a little while.
Okay, gorgeous. Have fun at your meeting.
Thanks, Lydia. I guess I should open the door.
Okay.
I always forget that.
There we go. We'll tap, tap, tap-a-roo. They're in there. All right. My wife has vacated. I'll check some comments here. Let's see, what we got here, what we got here. I got a little bit of motivation back today. What's up, Matt? How are you doing, brother? Yep, Trisha's gone now. She's on her way to her meeting. Busy girl that one is. Set this up here. About the center line. I'll lower it just a little bit. Yep, I'll call that good. throw on the old helmet. Let's crank it up. See what we can get out of here. I'm trying to be really gentle on this, but I don't want it to explode on me. Take this down a little bit more. That's a smoother one. Nice and neat. getting really close. And is it close enough to the bearing or not? I feel like it probably is. A little lip on it, but touch that down with some sandpaper. Touch it down, touch it down. Let's start with that 320. I think this will look pretty okay. So far I like it. The good news is I didn't blow it apart. The acrylic really keeps sandpaper fast. Like the acrylic like really eats your sandpaper fast. I might have to, for the next project, I'm probably going to have to use the drill press for part of it. It's only one hole. And I'm being really adventurous by even attempting it. But I might do it. We'll see. I can be really adventurous and push myself since it's a gift. You can't complain if it sucks because it's a gift. Or I'll just stick with what I know. One or the other. Get rid of these little lines here. Also, in the next couple of days, I got to open up and do a little review on something that I got. I bought a new air filter for the shop, so I got to open that up and do a little review on it. So you can just give this a quick little polish here, knock some sand dust off of it. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Let's switch up to my gluing stuff. Put these, give you guys a closer look at this too while I'm here. Put these bushings back first, and then pull out my gluing stuff. Get ready for wet sanding. A couple of these guys. Yep, okay, that fits. Don't worry, still gonna show you. I'm just setting some stuff in here. That on there. I'll come back and I'll give you guys a closer look here. Right there. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Take this mask off. I'm not going to need that for a minute. And I'm going to trim away a little bit right now. Get kind of evened up with this tube. Those edges good and clean before I go ahead and put on this super glue finish. That's what we're getting ready to do. Take this 600 grit and just kind of clean up these edges here. Kind of rounding it up on the bed here of my lathe. And I end up doing the same thing after I super glue it, but I just didn't like the way it looked right now. Yep, I like that a lot better. Might even touch it with the buffing rag again real quick before I put the, I think I probably will. I'll touch it with the little buffing rag again. Knock off any dirt I had on my fingers. And then we'll get to the super duper glue. Turn the speed down. Looks good to me. Out of the way. Check some comments from you guys real quick, and then we'll get this super glue on the road. All right. Matt, I have made probably a couple dozen, maybe 2 dozen pens or so. That's a guesstimate. It's a not a very conservative guesstimate, but it is a guess. That's probably where I'm at, about 2 dozen maybe. Alright. Let's get these first 3 coats on here. There's one. Give it a second. Two. Of course, I dropped cap with super glue. Just picking that up real quick so I don't lose it. Got it. And that gave me just enough time to put coat number 3 on. I'm about to use the wrong stuff. Alright, coat number 3. And let's switch to the medium. And that's one. Two. Three. Four. Five. Six. And one more will make it 7. And we can get to the wet sanding. Setting this stuff over here on the side. Need that right now. All right. Crank this up to about 1500 RPM. Looks good to me. Doesn't look like I got too much glue on the edge, which is great. Less cleanup. Yeah, Matt, will you be posting your jewelry? I'd like to see what you make. Should have started with some warmer water. Oh well. So I kind of been not very motivated lately to get up and do any of this stuff. So I went to Woodcraft and I spent a whole bunch of money on project stuff to get motivated again. It didn't really work. So now I'm out here and I'm just kind of forcing myself to do what I need to do. And yeah, that's nice and smooth. I'm gonna touch that just a little bit more with this and then we'll get on. Yeah, I just kind of, I kind of fell into a little slump where I really didn't feel like doing any damn thing. It could have had to do with, for a minute I was working a little bit of overtime at work. Nothing like what I used to work in life, but now I'm older and overtime doesn't like me as much. So maybe that had a little something to do with it, I don't know. But I know I didn't like it. I didn't like not being motivated, not wanting to get out in the shop and not wanting to do anything. That wasn't fun at all. So now, like I said, I'm out here and I'm kind of just jumping back on the saddle and forcing myself to do a couple of projects. And I know once I force myself, I'll enjoy it and I'll get back into it. And I've got some wood on order that I gotta go pick up from a buddy, so I can get ready for the next batch of cutting boards coming out when I decide to do them. At least I'll have the wood here and get them ready to go. It's kind of an important part of life. A little side sanding action here. I think it was a good idea to use that black glue, help darken the underside of this. Really help make this this blue pop up better and not have any real green to it, which is great. Yep, definitely a good idea. I'm dropping stuff here. So yeah, hopefully I kick the zero motivation out of myself. Get back into enjoying and having fun. Like I said, the work schedule, I did do a little bit of overtime, but don't let that fool you. My overtime was like maybe 10, 12 hours on the week. So like 50 to, call it 53 hours maybe in a week. I only did it for 2 weeks straight. So I can't really blame it on that. I've spent a lot of my life working 60 plus hours a week without batting an eye at it. So realistically, an extra 10 was nothing in comparison. Joey's actually worked quite a bit with me. If he's still on, he's actually worked quite a bit with me on those hours. That's actually how Joey and I became friends. He was one of the most persistent teenage kids I've ever seen in my life. He had a friend that used to live kind of across the street from me, kitty corner roughly. And Joey would come over about every couple of weeks and ask if I had any work for him. At that time I owned a landscaping company. And I had to keep telling him no, so I just didn't have enough work. And then finally, I had a guy that I was getting ready to let go of. And I said, you know what, let me give this kid his chance. And had him come by, give me an interview on him that night, start him the next day. And the rest was kind of history. He did a good job at work and just stayed good friends. I hired, I didn't know it, but I was hiring a really, really good friend at the time. And we just stuck and stayed. Joey followed me to a couple of companies and worked with me for a while after I sold my landscape company. I didn't really sell it. Gave it to my business partner. My business partner did what he had to do and eventually sold all the equipment and decided it wasn't for him either. That was a long time ago, back when the economy really went to hell. back in, but it ran its course relatively quickly when people were unable to pay for their services. But like I said, picked up a great friend out of it. Joey's vacationed with me now, and we've gone to my property up north. Joey stood up in my wedding. He was one of my best men in the wedding. He's a really good, solid guy. And Joey and I share a very special sense of humor that most wouldn't get, and that's okay. Lots of good stories with Joey. If anybody's wondering who the heck Joey is Jobert, is how we pronounce it. Jobert, it is French. But we all call him Joey, or Joey B. It's been his name with us for, well, close to 20 years. It's hard to believe I've known him that long. I've known him since he was 17, and he's approaching, I won't say what he's approaching, but he's definitely grown, so it's quite a bit of time. Not quite 20 years, over 10 years, somewhere in between. You can guesstimate the math if he's not already throwing it out there. Almost got this pen blank done. Couple more grits of sandpaper to go here, 3 to be exact after this. And I'll use my lathe mount stuff again just because. And the kit for this pen was pricey, so the pen was going to be a little bit pricey, but the customer was willing and wanted to pay, so cool. But just the pen kit for this was nearly $30. Plus my time, plus the pen blank and building that, because I built the pen blank, I didn't buy it. Oh yeah. Definitely gets a little bit easier, a little bit better. Check these comments real quick. Yeah, you never know, Pam. You definitely never know. And Matt, if you're still watching, if you end up making jewelry, the CA glue finish, I don't know if you can do it without a lathe, but man, does that CA glue finish come out good, and it's a really, really durable finish. It's highly recommended for pens since you're going to handle them all the time. So I don't know if it'll work out well for your jewelry or not, but I was a little intimidated starting out with the CA glue finish, just having never done it. It is really, really not that bad at all. It's pretty easy. Lots of people made it sound like it was very temperamental and kind of a pain in the butt, but I have not had that experience. I feel like it's been relatively kind of a walk in the park. Not very hard at all. So every second grit, I stop and I go back and forward crossways so I can try to get rid of any scratch marks that are developed from the sanding that way. Now we're on to that final 12,000 grit. I think it's 12,000. 12 or 15,000. Either way, it's a lot of thousands. And after this, we'll dry her off and get that polish going on it. And it'll get her shine up. It's already going to be pretty shiny just off of this. If you've been watching my pen making videos, you're aware of that and you know it. And the next thing that I'm going to do after this, I'm not going to use the CA finish. I got to decide which one I'm going to do. But I want it to last and I want it to protect. So it might be the shellac finish. I don't know. There are two finishing options on it. Maybe the shellac is best. I'm not sure. Not entirely, at least. All right. Let's get this sucker dried off. Get the sawdust out of it. Let's get the polish on it. Just see, it shines up really nice even without the polish. Looks pretty good, I think. Yeah, Matt, the CA glue finish, I mean, you'll see it, I'll put it up close to this. That CA glue finish is, I mean, it's pretty awesome for what it is. You really wouldn't expect it to be the way it is, but it definitely does what it needs to do. And this is just a scratch remover polish. Gives it that final little bit of shiny goodness I'm looking for. I do a double coat of this. And then that finishes it off right after this. Just gotta buff it out. That's the double coat right there. Super fast, super easy. And you just gotta buff it out, which is just another piece of the t-shirt. Box of rags. I always go with the rougher side of the fabric first, and then the smoother side. You can literally see it shining right up, right before your eyes. Gives it a really nice high gloss, shiny finish. Let me show you, Matt. Pull all this stuff away, and it looks like I don't even have to do any cleanup on that. Maybe a little bit. Yep, just a little bit of cleanup. So you get a really, really nice high gloss finish on it. Really nice high gloss finish. I do got to clean up a little bit of it. No big deal. Break out my knife and make it a little cleaner, a little faster. Got just a little nib here that I got to clean up. Some super glue that's stuck. I could just sand it off, but I don't like that. I'm impatient. So I generally knock off the larger chunks first, and then I'll hit it with the sanding. Go right back to the 1500 grit and just kind of sand it around. Gander on it, looks good. I try to sand it in circular motion just to prevent any tear out of anything. I'm just checking, make sure it all looks good and square. I think it looks all right. And this mandrel. Grab my other two pieces and make sure that I assemble this correct. Got my little directions over here. Assembly says, first, let me get everything out of the bag. A little baggie here. All right. Let's see, press nib adapter B tapered end first and the just trying to decide which side I want to be the side for writing. I think I like that one. Trying to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. First press done. Using a scrap piece of wood, create a press block by drilling a quarter inch what? Insert clip button G. I'm not going to be doing any of that, I don't think. Yeah, I don't like that idea. Nope, not even a little bit. I'll go ahead and push this one on by hand. That's what that's going to do. Yeah, so they wanted to not damage a little clicker button. Put that clicker button on the side of this that I have a hole. It would have been nice if they would have said you can unscrew the damn clicker button. That would have been great. Yeah, it would have been real nice if they would have said that. Oh well. As long as it still clicks, that's all that matters. Not clicking the way I want it to, tell you that much. Now we got to fix it. Still click, but not the way I wanted it to. Try to see if I can. I don't know if that's the right size or not. I was hoping that that was going to be soft enough. Just trying to push this out here as best I can. And I'm using something that I shouldn't be using, but I'm using it. That stinks. I should have not done that. It's okay. Not dead in the water here. That's good news. Trying to just get this to push back out a little bit. See if I can figure it out. But for the intent of not fixing it all right now, show you basically the finished. Right. Put into frame. It says to serve and protect. Has a little badge on it. Flip the badge up right. There it says to serve and protect. And I push the clicker too far. Now I gotta try to push it out. That's how I gotta fix it. But we'll get on to fixing that later. I will get it fixed. What's up, Bat? Yes, the wood is curly maple, Pam. Yes. Oh, the thin blue line. This is correct. Yes, 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 yes. The thin blue line. Must required. Easy to assemble. Kit perfect for beginning turners. All right. Yeah. So next up on the turning parade here, going to do a little coffee scoop. That's what we're going to do. And it's got a little hole in it. So I think what I'm going to try to do, I don't need to, but what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get this aluminum rod through the wood blank and through the hole. I've already done some measuring so that there's kind of like a knife blank tip in there. That's what I'm going to shoot for. That's what I'm going to shoot for. Whether or not it actually works, I don't know. Good news is if I screw it up, it's not a big deal because I can just make a new blank, no problem. So that's the good news, and that's what we like. Is good news. Let me go ahead and give her a little tighten down, and then pick a blank. Pick a piece of wood. What type of wood should I use? I got all kinds of good stuff, but what? What do I use? I got all kinds of goodies out here. Want to use something nice? Neat. Wood. Where is that? I don't know. How long is that gotta be? Maybe. Maybe that's the right one I want to use. I don't know. Let me poke around and see what else I'm gonna look at. It's a possibility though. Not the bloodworm, no. Maybe. That's cool green. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe, no, no, no. Yeah. All right, I think I'm just gonna go with Bacote. I'm gonna give him some really good group patterns with the Bacote. Can't really see it now, but I think that's what we're gonna go with. And then if I screw it up, well, no biggie. I can do what I gotta do. I can fix it. I can fix it. So I gotta drill a hole. I've got to drill a hole first. And I only need to drill the hole. I think they said 7/8 of an inch. 7/8 should be plenty. Let's see. I've already selected my drill bit size. So I did a little bit of this work in advance so that I didn't have to bore you guys. Just got to decide which side I want to be the nice, neat side. Yeah, okay. Let's see what we get here. I'm going to line this up right on the 1. I'm just going to lock it down, almost touching. Yeah, right about there. Turn this down to drilling speed. And I know this doesn't have to be perfect depth. I'm going to take it a little deeper than it needs to go because deeper is easier. So now I'm watching the correct depth. And I just went 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. That should be about 7/8. Now we'll just test fit this. I definitely need to go just a smidge deeper. Just a smidge deeper. Yep, okay. And then what I want to do, I'll put that in there, and I want to mark that so I can run the drill bit through it so that this fits nicely. That's this little guy here, maybe. I gotta think of that, because if I don't put that in the exact right spot, it's not gonna line up right. No, it won't. So I've got to center this as much as possible. I gotta get it centered. So let me check and see how wide this is. About 7/8. That side's a little shorter, but this is the side that's going to matter. Unless I want to make it easier on math. This is going to be easier on math. So I have a little tool, might make, take that and set that down. I'm going to use this guy. This little tool is a center finder without having to do any real math. I don't know if this block of wood is long enough. You got me kind of there. I just gotta mark it all the way out. And since I need great accuracy, we break out the marking knife. All right, so now I'm going to use the square and the marking knife because I need to make sure, need to make very certain that I'm on the right line. I'm off here. Being off on this is going to be not good. I'm trying to make sure that I stay square. It's not going to be easy on this small of a piece. So I'm going to use a tape measure. On the same side. So I'm looking at it and I'm just referencing it. Making a little cut there. That didn't do me much good. I'm gonna have to use a pencil because I can't see it. My big old hand's fighting with it. Could have already been almost done if I didn't decide to try to be fancy with this. But, you know, fancy's kind of what I do. Yeah. I'm just going to try to mark this. I know you guys can't really see it. I know this is not in the camera shot. Just kind of lining up the two lines and at least that way. I can kind of line it up, I hope. Here's my little pen here. I kind of got this lined up. I don't like how that hit. All right, so I'm going to go over to the drill press. I got to pull this right size drill bit out. Remember what the right size was. 3mm, I believe. I believe it was 3mm. Three millimeter was going to leave it just a little bit tight. Yeah, I'm going to take that over to the drill press. In order to do that, I need to steal an extension cord. Now, I'm going to steal the one that my tablet is hooked up to. Give me 1 minute. Let me go and do this real quick, and then I'm going to come and check some comments. And we'll see if this fits together in the way that I need it to. On the opposite side of the shop, you're not going to be able to hear me, unfortunately. Not too well, at least. Alright. I gotta make sure that I drill this nice and right and square as much as possible. Which is why I'm using the drill press. And I'm going to find me a nice little scrap piece of wood here too, that I feel is relatively flat. Just going to be a piece of plywood. I'm trying to be able to see this good. I'm going to need a little more light. Luckily, I got some. hard to see. I can do this on one shot. I don't know, we'll see if I got this in one shot or not. Should be able to get the rod to go through. The rod isn't even wanting to go through. I measured the dang thing. 3 millimeters seemed like what it wanted. I'm going to run that drill bit a little bit more again. All right, I ran the drill bit a little bit more. Let's see if we can get the rod in there better now. The rod is still very, very tight. Very, very tight. Shouldn't have pushed it in that much. Having to use a drill bit to try to push this rod out. I don't want to break my drill bits. Those are expensive. Use this other 3 millimeter drill bit that I have. Even that one's tight going in. Okay. Got it out. And that 3 millimeter drill bit seems quite a bit tighter than the other one, so maybe there's a little variance in it. So I'm going to switch this 3 millimeter drill bit with the other one and then see what happens. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. take this up just a little bit. I guess what I can do though, I can see if the hole's even drilled straight enough and if it's going to line up enough by pushing the drill bit through it. So I already know the drill bit will fit. And it'll fit through, get it into a better angle here. Drill bit I know will fit through here. And it'll fit through here, so I can try to line that up. See if I got that good enough. Trying to sneak it in there. We'll put it through point first, maybe. It's a very tight fit. As well it should be. So I'm going to have to tap that through there. I'm looking at this side. I don't know if that's going to fit right. Might be a little better after I turn it. At least turn it closer. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. It did not go right. You can look it through and see the light. But just for giggles, let's turn it down a little bit. Now, let's see. I don't know if this is the right idea or the wrong idea. I don't know. I don't know. Welcome, Liz. Hey, Jim, how are you, buddy? I did find a little bit of motivation, and I came at it really, really strong, and now, now the problem is getting the damn thing to line up the way I want it to. So I'm going to have to oversize that hole a little bit. I'll try with that. I definitely don't want to go with 3.5. Well, let's break out the calipers and let's get just over 3. That's almost 3.5. Yeah, that'll take us just over 3. Might be just the right amount. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Bugger. Carrying my tools all over the place with me. That maybe might be right. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. There I go, taking my tools with me again. Tools that I don't need to be taking with me. That fits nicer. I might be able to tap that in there. Only way to tell is to turn it first, and then we'll see. Definitely didn't go in as straight as I wanted it to. But maybe when it's thinner, it'll take some of that angle out of it, and I can still get this to work. I'm going to give it a go. Yep, gonna try it. Yep. Start by turning this end. How do I want to do that? I guess we'll do it like this. That doesn't look good. That looks nicer. Let's see. Take this out just a little more. I don't really like that. So this isn't a through hole. Since it's not a through hole, I can't put my mandrel through there. I can deal with that though. Not that. Let me go back in. I gotta find the sweet spot so I can turn as much as I can. That is not it. I can deal with that. Let me put this up to 32. Alright, so I'm going to try to deal with that. I'm going to go take this drill bit out of the truck, re-plug some stuff in. Alright, check some comments here real quick. Alright, nothing. I need to put my calipers over. And gauge how thick this is. About 1480. My calipers down, my piece behind me. Let me rough this up a little bit. That did not hit center like I wanted it to. But I took that down pretty dang close. Okay, alrighty. Let's see if I can get this bar to go through there now. That would be cool. There's just a little gap in it. Just a little gap in here. It's not what I want. Not at all what I want. That's why I started with Bacote. Bacote is cheap. So this really shouldn't have taken this long, but because I screwed up a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to nix the idea of putting that rod through there. Save that another time, another kit. Put this away. Find another real quick that I like for this. Let's go with a nice piece of Chechen. Yep, nice piece of Chechen. That's what we're going to go with. Got the drill bit size, we know that. Yep, I'm going to use this nice piece of Chechen. That's what I'm going to go with. Alright, let me take this guy out. Make a nice good fat handle for this coffee thing. This should turn a lot faster. I like the length of that, so we're gonna make that mark on there. Give a little bit of room for leeway. A little longer than I needed. We're going to do it like this. We'll drill the hole afterwards. I got to find my live center. So we can keep it as centered as possible while I'm doing this turning. And remember to take it to good old 1480. See how that turns. Close enough. I like it. It's good for construction. Yeah, I was going to go with Bacote because it has some really cool grains. I'm going to use this Chechen. Because why not? Let me grab my dust mask. Let's have some fun. Get back into the fun stuff. I keep checking, make sure I get I take it down about 5 mil. I'm going to set this at 14.8. When I can get on it, great. I can go just a little under 14.8. Still need to go more. Still need more. I'm gonna take that off. I want to see exactly where I'm at. I'm gonna take about 1 more millimeter off. This is the only critical spot. 14.95. Yep, that looks about good. Can shape up the rest of this now. that done. Take this live center out. Run our drill bit hole. And we'll get ready to snap off. Almost went in a little too fast. See how she fits. Take the drill bit out in order to make this work. We can sand that just a little bit more, but that fits okay. Take that down just a tiny bit more. And for that, you can put this drill bit away. And break out the hole. I'm going to use my 60-degree cone live center. I'm going to use that live center so that I can push this in and hold that steady, still keep myself away, so I can take off just a little bit more of that. Use my rounded tool. Now we'll see how she fits. Yep, I like that. Get this out of the way and do some sanding on it. Put the live center back in. Let's do a little sanding. Pick up my mask, wherever the heck I put that, there it is. Start with the 320 grit. Just gonna grab some fresh stuff because that 320 isn't good. I'll save that for some other stuff. Just pulling out some more new fresh stuff here. 3, 4, and 6. I'll label them. $300, $400, $600. I know it was really $320, but I'm not counting. I just want to feel how smooth I'm getting it. Okay. Put it in the reverse direction. That was one of the reasons why I wanted this lathe, was for this reverse direction. If it starts to feel a little bit fuzzy going one direction and not the other, it is because of the direction of the grain of the wood. So if I was going to do this without that reverse, what it would result in is a lot of sanding on my part. I don't really want to do a lot of sanding. Sanding is my least favorite part of any freaking project. No joke. Yeah, that feels nicer. Get my cross directions going here. And I am going to have to part that off, which is okay. All right, let's get up to the 4. since this is gonna be a coffee scoop, I'm still trying to decide if I wanna have it be, mineral oil and butcher block conditioner. If he leaves it in the coffee, like most people do, potential for the coffee to stain it. And shellac is relatively food safe and will actually protect quite a bit better. So we might just go ahead and shellac it. Or maybe I will use the super glue finish because it's not technically direct food contact unless he leaves it in there. I'm not cutting on it or anything. I don't know. Doing a little burnishing with the wood chips. Obviously I can't burnish there. Let's go ahead and get it up to 600 grit now. Oh, I feel like the super glue finish is going to be the easiest and the fastest for sure. Super glue finish will definitely provide me with a nice sheen and a good shine. And the most durable protection, especially even against the stains. So I'm inclined to do the super glue finish. However, once I part this, I won't be able to do the super glue finish. I think I'm just going to go with the Butcher Block Food Safe 100%. I'll go with the Butcher Block conditioner. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Just going to use the Butcher Block conditioner. Stay safe, stay good, eliminate issues. Now, where's my parting tool? Right here. All I'm doing right now is squaring it up. Just trying to square it up a little bit. Okay. Pretty small. Almost there. Alright, we can snap that off. And then sand it. And then finish it. Yeah. There's my tool. That's the tool I was looking for. Take that out, put this away. I know I got some good rough sandpaper around here somewhere. Pretty close. Sorry, keep moving it out of your screen there. That makes it really exciting and fun to watch when you can't see what the heck I'm doing. Just trying to round over that edge there and not have much of a feeling to it, but I'm still stuck with it here. Have to get down. I didn't use really harsh sandpaper. I just used, I don't know, this might be 100 grit maybe. Yeah, that's better. Now I can switch over to my finer grits. 400. $300, $600, here we go. So this is for my first coffee scoop. How about that? Didn't really watch a whole lot of videos on how to make them. Just kind of going off of what I already knew. That was the plan, at least, was to go off of what I knew. So now what I was going to do with this was, I was going to have that pin go through here too, and then turn it with that pin in it. I have to flatten that out a little bit. There you go. I have to flatten this out a little. Thought I had it pretty good, but guess I didn't. Yeah, I'll call that pretty good. All right. Take my mask off. And breathe a little bit again. And if that side be the top of it, top of the scoop side, that side be the bottom side. Put some thick CA glue in there. Get my accelerant out. That's it. It is sealed up. And I can get some of my the butcher block conditioner on it. Sure, I got a little bit laying around here. We're going to use the Howard's Butcher Block Conditioner. It's what I normally use on my cutting boards, food safe. Get a little paper towel here. Going to gently massage it all into the wood. I'll let that set up for a little while. And throw my butcher block conditioner around. Why not? All right, so give you a little look there. This is not working. I'll take my glove off so I can actually see what I'm doing here. There we go. I'll buff that out to a decent shine. And the wood again is Chechen. I'll have to buff that out to a good shine in a little bit. Grab my little block of wood that I put away and relabel it. And I'll check some of your guys' comments now. Get caught up on comments. 8:30, my gosh. Hey Scott, how are you, buddy? It's definitely smooth as a baby's butt. So the story behind the coffee scoop, Scott, a guy at work gave me some teak wood, and he didn't ask for anything in return, but I decided I was going to make something a little bit different, a little bit new, and he presses his own coffee at work, so he has a coffee press at work. So I assume he's a pretty big fan of coffee, so I thought this would be a somewhat thoughtful, nice gift for somebody who's at that level where they press their own beans. That was kind of my theory on it. I'm going to let this soak up more. So with the butcher block conditioner, the longer you let it soak, the better. I could have put mineral oil in it as well first, but I really didn't want to do mineral oil because it would extrude a lot of oil. The butcher block conditioner is actually mineral oil and beeswax, so there's still some mineral oil in there, but this will soak it up pretty good. And I got that pretty comfortable, I think. for coffee, for scooping. It's a nice long handle, and it's an exact 1 tablespoon size. So some other projects that I got coming down the line, not today. We got this little keychain. That's all that's going to be. Just a little keychain. That's just an easy one, just because I thought, hey, why not try something new? And then I got a ceramic vegetable peeler. I'm going to try that out. See how that works. Nice little ceramic vegetable peeler. And so the kit cost $10. Figured what the heck, give it a shot for $10. Why not? And the key ring was only $5. And then I got this old guy here. This old antique style pepper mill grinder. Let me get that into better view there. So I'm going to make that another little kit, old antique pepper mill grinder, and that came in at $14.50, plus a couple of things I didn't have. The jam chucks I didn't have, and I bought a little thing to put inside of there to do all the turning on there. But yeah, those are the next little projects coming up, I think. Something to try at least. But I had to get out here and do something. I really had to get out here and frickin' do something. And Scott, your friend's pen, I got to do some work on it. I got to fix it. But that's your friend's pen there, Scott. Is to serve and protect. Yep, serve and protect. Well, that's your friend's pen there. But I got to fix it because I messed up the mechanism. So I got to fix it, but no biggie. I'll get it fixed and get it done. I started trying to play with it and fix it, but ended up stopping. Now I gotta figure out what I need to do to fix it. So I guess I can try and muddle around with it and see. Now that I'm in the quote-unquote cleanup stage, I can kind of see if that's the right thing to do or not. Worst case scenario is I break it more than that, and then I'll just take this part out and replace that. That's the worst case scenario. And if that's what happens, whatever, that's what happens. Stuff happens. Well, maybe I might have pushed it up enough. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, maybe. Nope, not so much. Thought maybe I fixed it. Don't think so. I think I heard it now more than I fixed it. Yeah, I might have heard it more than I fixed it. That's okay. I'll just go and get a replacement piece and make it right. And by replacement piece, it means I'm just gonna buy another kit, but it's okay. Live and learn. Live and learn. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go get a little replacement piece, and that's how I'm gonna fix it. I'll just press this. I'll press this out of the pen the other way. Try to as best I can. I have to slide something in here. Push it out somehow. See if I can twist and pull it out. And then I'll probably just add glue back to it. But whatever I gotta do. Whatever I gotta do, make it right. Get it fixed. The tube's done. The tube's good. Good feel on that. Yep. Yep, that's the plan on it at least. Awesome. I'm glad everybody loves it. So what's wrong with it is I screwed up when I was pressing this in. It said to cut a block and do all this other stuff, and I have a little pen mandrel press thing that I thought it would be fine, and it ended up not being fine. But I tried to put the pen press or that little nib into that little hole. I don't know if you, yeah, you can kind of see it there. So I tried to press that way, and it didn't really fit, and then it smushed it down, and yep, totally my fault. So I will fix it. That's my only option, is to fix it. So no biggie though. No real big deal. I will fix it and it'll be fine. At least I didn't trash the blank. That's the good news, that I didn't trash the blank. Because that would have been not good. I can deal with having to fix my own little degenerate mistakes because I was impatient or whatever, however you want to say it, see it, call it, whatever. I'm just going to second coat this. And we'll get it all cleaned up in a minute. Give it a little polishing. I'll put some tools away and stuff, and by the time that's all done, this should be about good. So I'm going to put these guys away, put some other things away here, and time I'm done doing all that, should be able to buff it all up and give a finished product. And I'll take some pictures so I can post it to my Instagram and Facebook, and people can see it. Not horrible. I mean, well, you make mistakes. I should have been more patient, and I wouldn't be fixing the pen. I'd be delivering it. But you live and you learn, and you screw stuff up, and then you fix it. I got my wife a sticker. She's a sticker fan. She likes stickers. So when I was at Woodcraft the other day, I got her this sticker. There's her new sticker. So she can put it wherever she wants. I'm just going to keep packing up tools here. Next to the camera now, so I don't got to scream across my shop. I do still have those microphones. I just haven't used them much because I think they're junk. They started giving some background noise just like the first wireless lavalier mics. And I wasn't really that impressed with it, so I haven't really used them again since then. I don't know what's causing the issue, but I spent like $100 and some on those microphones and they're still screwing up, so not very enthused about them. Yeah, and there's the other thin blue line blank that I had left over, but that one's really small. That's the one I was going to start with, but it was just really, really small diameter wise. So I didn't really like the idea of trying to run with that. Check some comments here. Let's see what we got going on. Looking forward to it, sorry. Yeah, so typically what I would have had to done, Scott, is I would have had to take just any old scrap block like this, right? And I drilled this afterwards, but I would have had to done like that and pressed it, and I would have been A-okay. I would have been A-okay. I would have been absolutely fine, but I didn't. And so now I'm paying for it. But yeah, any scrap block that would have fit in there like that would have been fine. I agree, it is a perfect sticker for her. Even if she doesn't agree. She asked where she's supposed to put it. I told her anywhere she wants. Yeah, so now I know if I do another police pen, they're serious about that drilling the hole. But the other thing that I could have done, put these directions away real quick. The other thing that I could have done, and they didn't mention this, I could have simply unscrewed the damn cap and put it on. Of course, they didn't mention that. So, not fun. Oh well. Yeah, I could have done that, just unscrewed the cap and then pressed it. Wouldn't even have had to cut a block. I blame Woodcraft. I'm going to not take any responsibility. I think that's fair. I'll go to Woodcraft tomorrow and try to get a replacement. That's all I can do. I know they have more in there, so not like I can't get it. But at least I'll have some extra pens or extra refill, whatever. It is a nice pen. I think it's really nice. I had a little drink there. It was time for a little taste of the drink there. My mouth was getting a little parched. So let me finish putting these tools away real quick. And then we'll buff that thing up. one thing about my channel, I don't hide my mistakes. If I make a mistake, I own it. I call it. You know, people make mistakes. It happens. It's human. You deal with it and you go. You move on. There's no reason to hide it. It's beneficial if somebody else can see a mistake that I made and then not make the same mistake. Cool. I dig that. You know, if somebody else can avoid making the same mistake as me because they watch me make it, I'm all right with that. I don't mind. It's all part of learning. A little buffing here. And I'll give him this little bottle of Butcher Block conditioner. Let him know whenever that handle feels too dry that it's time to reapply. But now I know comfortably that it's a 100% food safe finish on there. And he's dipping it in his coffee, so I want to make sure that he's not dipping something even remotely possible to being toxic into his coffee. Yeah, there we go. Let me zoom this out a little bit. There. Nice and chrome and shiny. I'm not disappointed in that at all. Think I could have squared that up a bit better, but otherwise, yeah, not bad. I'm not disappointed with that at all. Nice shiny chrome, and it feels good. Feels good in your hand. Ambidextrous, left or right-handed. It's got a good comfortable grip to it. And not bad for freehanding it, right? I didn't have a template to go on that. I just eyeballed it and shaped it how I wanted and moved on with it. That's all I did with it. So now I can take pictures of that too. You seen cottonwood bark in the foreground? Probably not in the foreground. It's right here. That is my new dust collector that's going to go up in the ceiling. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it. Thanks, Scott. But there's no cottonwood bark in the foreground. All the cottonwood bark I have is way over there. And this is still cottonwood bark from Nathan Bublik. Got a few good sized pieces here. I got 3 that I just haven't carved anything with yet. That's still pieces from Nathan. So yeah, that's where it's at, is back there. So you couldn't even really see. Yeah, okay, you can see it. It's hidden behind my body now. Okay, that's what you saw. I think you remembered where it was at. That's what happened there. You just remembered where it was at. Yeah, I'm hoping he'll be pretty happy with it. It's kind of a neat little thing. And then hopefully I can continue my motivation and get back into doing more projects. Like I said, I got that the pepper mill, a couple other projects that I want to do. So we'll see what I do with it. Because I just picked up a whole mess of wood. Spent way too much freaking money. And I'm going to pick up more wood Wednesday for cutting boards, but I bought a bunch of this really cool, I don't even know what the hell it's called. And I went to Woodcraft and I bought some of this stuff. And It's actually wax covered, which is great because it helps with the moisture. Trying to be able to see the grain there. But some of this stuff has some really, really cool grain, and it's going to go into some of the cutting boards that I'm making eventually. Maybe a pepper mill out of this because I did get a couple. So I got two that were that size. And this I think is a little bit different wood. Might be the same, possibly. But I also got 4 that are this size, right? Almost double, 1.5. Same type of wood, lots of cool grain, wax covered. So definitely some potentials in the making here. I don't know what. And then I got enough to make 2 bowls. I'm gonna do some stacking. Only 2 pieces of this is not wax covered. But I got this stuff here. I'm gonna stack it all up like this to make a somewhat deep bowl. Have that be the face. So I'm gonna make a deeper bowl by stacking it. But this has some really interesting grain and patterns to it, so I thought this would look pretty cool as a bowl. We'll see. So I'm going to stack it and glue it and then turn it. So that is the plan. As long as I can get centered and not hit there, that's the plan. So they're not going to be gigantic bowls, but I'll get it as close to my maximum as possible. At least that's my plan. You could see it with the camera zoom too. Yeah, I could see where you could see it with the camera zoom with that direction. And this is my my tablet set up so I can turn around and see what you guys are saying. But I think I'm getting ready to wrap this up for the night. I gotta wake up super early in the morning as usual. But I really needed to get out here and just create and do and have some fun and kind of try to get my groove back here. So hopefully I am. Hopefully tomorrow I can come out, crank out some more stuff. That's the plan at least. But always cover up my cast iron tools just in case any moisture comes in, prevent that bed from getting rusty. So I appreciate all you guys coming in, watching, hanging out. I love chatting with you guys. Love seeing everybody, hearing everybody. Just reading the comments there. Y'all stay good, stay healthy, and have lots and lots of fun. And if you are in Carving Fusion, or you're watching and you're not in Carving Fusion, and you're taking an interest in carving, Jordy is running a 1 gnome, 3 mushroom challenge. You have to have 1 gnome and 3 mushrooms mounted to a base, or you can relief carve it, but they've all got to be on there. One way or another, you got to have everything all on one piece. So carve 3 separate mushrooms and glue them on, nail them on, screw them on, peg them on, hot glue them on, whatever you got to do. Carve 1 gnome, same thing. Put it all on a base, make it all together. Jordy's running that in the Carving Fusion World of Wood Carvers original group. And I think, I don't want to say what the due date is because I can't remember. I think I know what it is, but I can't remember, so I don't want to say it. But if you're not in the group, get in the group, have some fun, make some cool stuff, and enjoy. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. I'm going to take my camera out of my mount here. Move some stuff around, and soon and upcoming will be the unboxing and the review of the new air cleaner. That'll be the soon and upcoming. That'll be it. Yeah, I thought it was August 1st. I thought so. So I'm glad that somebody knew. But thank you guys, appreciate it, and I will see you guys all later. I appreciate you guys coming in so much. Y'all have a good night.